partner, your teammate in the last contest. Are you
making my change. You are now watching Sunday Night Live. Make sure you tune in every Friday night for what is called Freaky Friday. Every Friday night we do what is called Freaky Friday. Make sure you tune in every Friday night. Sunday night, you're now watching it. It is Sunday Night Live. And tonight we got a special guest in the building. And without further ado, welcome to another episode of No Cap Reacts. I'm your man Bailey, a.k.a. Mr. Go. Get him! And I got a special guest in the building with me tonight.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Let them know who you are.
It's Eric Bernal, a.k.a. Plan B Bandit, a.k.a. I'm short. But that's it, man. Thank you for having me, bro. Again, we back. Oh, I'm back.
We get it down to Marco. You were on the show before a couple months ago.
Yeah.
So before we get to that, where can they find you at?
You can find me at Eric Bernal Comedy on Instagram, Eric Bernal Comedy on YouTube, and then Eric B Comedy on TikTok. Yeah. That's where you can find me.
And what exactly is it that you do?
I'm a stand-up comedian, winner of Best Comedian AZ 2023, 2024, and the results for 2025 should come in next month. So we'll see. It's AZ Foothills Magazine. It's on a voting basis, so who knows? It may just be a popularity contest, but I'm all right.
All right, so you initially ended up on a show called Boys Club, which I ran. I don't know if I should call these seasons or what, but it's a show that I ran beginning of this year, before school was out, end of last year. And you are definitely a crowd pleaser.
Yeah.
You were spitting some bars.
I read books.
Dropping some knowledge. Okay. So, with that being said, let's first and foremost introduce you, who you are, what it is that you do, where you do it at, and how you got into it. Where is Eric originally from?
I'm originally from Sleepy Hollow, New York. Sleepy Hollow, like the legend of Sleepy Hollow, Headless Horseman. That was our team mascot.
Okay.
So we'd actually have like a guy walk out like headless on top of a horse. It was pretty dope. Actually wins like mascot of the year almost every year. But that's where I'm from. Born in that city, went to college in Westchester County, New York. Moved to Arizona because I thought I got a girl pregnant. When I visited here, turns out, not my kid. So believe all women or don't. But it led me here and I liked it. I don't like cold. Turns out I don't like being trapped in or buying a car based on is it good in the snow.
Get over here.
You know, so comedy, yeah, you know, I won a superlative, class clown in high school. I wrote a lot. I used to compete in spoken word poetry in New York City, the Lower East Side, and I just like writing. And then when I got here, there was a guy that worked with me, and he did comedy. It was kind of like an older head, and he still did it just like a hobby. And I would punch up his jokes. I'm like, yeah, let me write. And then kept doing it. And then one of my boys, shout out to Albert, he's a young black filmmaker from Mesa, 2-time Emmy Award winning. He called me up one day. He said, stop writing for people. You need to do it yourself. So entered, New Faces of Comedy, Arizona. And it's been taken off since there. It's been about 5 years since then. So to do it, yeah, it's been a crazy ride. I've done 26 cities this year. Toured with Chris Stefano, Tim Dillon, done shows with Ralph Barbosa, and Uncle Laser, and Cam Patterson from Kill Tony. So, yeah, it's been an amazing ride. It's been dope as fuck.
All right, so in this process of doing the comedy, who all have you met that people would know of?
So I met D.L. Hughley once. He was amazing. Brian Simpson with a special on Netflix, Live from the Mothership. He's a 41-year-old black veteran. Comes from a different line of thinking, which I like. He's a smart comic. So he's probably one of my favorites. Rachel Wolfson, she was in Jackass. The only woman that was on Jackass, she's the one that got like stung in the lips with Scorpion, and I'll be actually doing shows with her in Chandler.
That's crazy.
January 25th, 26th, 4 shows with Rachel Wilson. So those people, I mean, I've met people. I met Jimmy Carr. That was really cool. Hinchcliffe from Kill Tony. Whitney Cummings. Giannis Pappas. And the list goes on, man. It's been, like I said, a wild ride meeting these people. Concrete from L.A., Renee Vaca did about 4 shows with him. If you see him on the internet, he's all over the place. Yeah, I mean, I would have to take a second, but I've been blessed to do a lot of... Oh, shout out to Paris Sachet. Paris Sachet used to open for Tiffany Haddish, and when she met me, she thought we wouldn't get along because...
Tiffany Haddish went to high school. Went to my high school. We all.
Oh, yeah?
That's my cousin's best friend.
Oh, shit. That's what's up. Yeah, yo, Paris Sachet, if you don't know her, she's a DC comic, lesbian comic, black comic, also bald. She pointed that out to me because she goes, what do we have in common? And I said, we both like pussy. And then we became best friends. She's a really good, dope girl. One of my favorite jokes, she said, as a lesbian, you know, you got to pick out a dildo, but you got to make sure it's your same, you know, it matches the same color as the top of your knee. So she is amazing. Check her out. But yeah, shout out to Paris Sachet.
All right. Last time you was on the show, you dropped some bars. Boys Club was a different show.
Yeah.
We asked some very hot topic questions. You had some very hot topic answers. And you dropped some bars while you were in so. So with that being said, and based off the drop that you did earlier today, we named this show specifically. You ready?
What is it?
Can a 304 truly get wifed?
Can a 304 truly be wife? I mean, I'm not trying to find out. You know, personally, I don't think. Look, I'm sure God saves, right? But I'm not trying to provide the holy water, nor am I trying to exactly. And that's what I would hear in my head. That like how she was. It's just people think, you know, this is maybe a hot take, or maybe it isn't. A guy having a lot of sex with a lot of girls is the same as a girl having sex with a lot of guys. It's not the same. It just really isn't. And if it were, we wouldn't be talking about it. And look, I say just lie to the guy. If you want peace in a man, like lie to him. He don't need to know that you ran through about 100 people and 20 of them play for the NBA. You know, and you know what I mean? Like no one needs to know that you were held up really high by a guy who's 6'9", you know, and ducks with his elbow. So, yeah, no, I remember going on a date with a girl, and we were on a few dates, and she thought it was a cool thing to tell me that she had sex with Drake one time. And I was like, I was drunk. Don't get me wrong. It was and here's the thing. Said it in front of everyone. In front of everyone.
All right, so
Mr. Hotlight Bling.
let's do it.
Can you wife a hoe? I'm sure you guys can. I don't want to.
Okay, let me ask you this question. Why do you think that women wear it as a badge of honor to be able to say that they slept with a celebrity, knowing damn well that he sleeps with everyone?
Delusion plays a major part. They think they're men now. Women are the new men. It's a bit I have on stage. They even hit you now. So they think it's a badge of honor because between their girls it is. But if they only knew how a man transcribes that, it's like, okay, cool. So you're telling me you're only good for one thing. It really is. Because I don't see anything saying that you're a good person to be with. It seems like you are a woman of opportunity. And I'm not for that at all.
All right. So in your comedy,
Yeah.
you obviously have these types of conversations.
Always.
Okay. So with the women that are in the crowd,
Sure.
how do they react when you say these things?
You know, I think they react not well to the truth. They don't like it when I tell them that according to the FBI, women actually hit men more than men hit women. It's just that when a man hits a woman, it's more detrimental, right?
Correct. You hear about it. A woman hits a man, you don't hear about it.
You'll never hear about it.
There's no damage.
You'll never hear about it. But ask any guy if he's been slapped or whatever. And what's funny when I say that question to They go, but what did he do? So as long as I got a good reason to hit a girl, then I'm good to go. Right? And then equality is only when it's good for them. You know, that's the only time
when it benefits them.
Yeah, and it's not all women. You know, a lot of women I've talked to, they're kind of like some of them are on a new kick. But if you keep listening to a bunch of women that rap and sing about a lifestyle that they don't even live themselves, you know what I mean? Beyonce was cheated on. Guess what? She ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, I was gonna say, one of her biggest hits was to the left, but when she got cheated on, she stayed on the right,
Absolutely, 100%. You're not leaving, and that's another thing where girls go like, "Oh, it doesn't matter about what he makes." Beyonce could have picked any rapper. She picked the best one at the time, the guy who was on top.
Yeah, because people don't understand. One of my good friends, she was initially with Case. Mr. Touch Me, Tease Me.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was originally with Case. And ended up with Jay-Z. And people don't even know. They have no idea the back. Beyonce actually jumped from a couple of different people.
Yeah, I heard that too. But here's the thing. And that's why you can't be with someone would look, they call girls who fuck comedians like, chuckle fuckers, right? And if you got to worry, like, let's say all you guys are comedians, you got to worry that there's a better comedian there that may take your chick. That's not a good way to be living, that with that subtleness in your mind. And the only reason you'll think that is that if this is a woman who is more lax with her sexuality, more like open to giving it out to everyone. But if you're giving it out to everyone, what's it really worth? Like at the end of the day, what's that really worth? Women are Bitcoin now. I mean, they'll tell you how much they're worth, but they can't explain to you why. Like literally,
Bitcoin.
They are cryptocurrency, looking to plummet at any second. And again, this is what's always funny is that when a guy is trying to correct behavior, because look, I'm a guy on stage talking about my view on things. I date women, so if I'm talking about women, that's what. But when a woman will literally just go ham on a dude on every little thing, I think a lot of guys go, I'm taking note. All right, cool. You want a guy who's successful? Great. What else do I have to be? Great. And on the other hand, it's accept me how I am or be gone. It's a very Cardi B, Bodak Yellow type of life. And again, that's not all women, but a lot of women subscribe to that mentality, and it's hurting them more than anyone else.
All right. So, doing comedy, they say that as a comedian, comedians can't be canceled no matter what they say, which I kind of experienced a little bit of that earlier this year when a certain comedian made a joke about Puerto Rico, and instead of blaming the comedian, they blamed Donald Trump.
Yeah, Tony Hinchcliffe. Shout out to Tony. What was he doing there? I talked to every comedian that actually knew him, and even the crowd didn't like it. It was just a wrong. It was. That's like when I did a show for a solar company, their holiday show. I go, y'all have seen my stuff, right? Because I'm about to do what I do. They were very upset. They almost held the check from me. And then, things were signed, contracts, so I need that. So it doesn't matter. You should have looked me up, like, whatever. Comedy's not meant to be put everywhere. It was a bad place. Canceled? No, I mean, his show is hotter than ever. Kill Tony is the #1 live podcast open mic in the country. I mean, it sold out Madison Square Garden twice in September. And what keeps that show alive is really everyone else. He has... If you know Tony, you know that he is kind of like he's a very sweet guy. He is a roaster. This is what he does. But not every joke lands, man. Not every joke lands. It doesn't. It's just the way it is. Canceled, yeah, say that to his tour if it's canceled or not. That's why when Matt Rife said something, and he said, for everyone that was upset, please click here. And it was like a special needs helmet. He doubled down.
Yeah.
He's canceled. I'm like, then why is his theater tour sold out? You're not going to please everybody, guys. Look, what is that line? I do not know the secret of success, but I do know the secret of failure is trying to please everyone. And if you do that, then comedy, look, you're not going to make. Patrice O'Neal said, he said a joke one time and he goes, you see that? Not all you laughed. And that's okay. Because I'll get y'all somewhere else. You're not supposed to like everything I say. That's the point. I'm supposed to win you over at some point, and Patrice was elephant in the room. I mean, it's one of the best specials ever. And he's going hard. And he's losing people, but winning them back. Look, and just because you're a comedian doesn't mean you can say whatever. It has to be well crafted. I think it was Chappelle who said, it should be more funny than offensive. And if it's more offensive than funny, it just needs more work.
All right, so in your process, when you're doing this and you're putting together your jokes,
Yeah.
what does your process look like?
If I'm observational. I like seeing things. I like going to. I don't even drink anymore. So when I go to a bar or anything, I observe. I see people getting, striking out, what they doing, and I'll jot it down in my notes what I see, or I'll have a conversation with someone random, and like I had a conversation with a woman of the night, right?
He said a woman of the night.
A woman of the night.
Escort?
An escort. And I was like, are you open to me asking you some questions about that? I'm actually interested in what that entails. What is it, And through this whole conversation, now I'll have a bit through it. It's like, she literally gave me like a menu of what she does. And on top, it was very complicated. She also had like a boyfriend. Exactly. Get this. It's cheaper if you go to her house, but you got to let her know so she can tell her boyfriend to go to his room. Guys, you can't make this up, man. And she was pretty good looking in her latter maybe 41, 42. But she even said, she goes, I don't have much time to do this anymore. She's been saving her money. She invests. But I'll tell you, what she'll find out is that no one wants that.
Now, here's the thing. So the guy that she's with,
he's
right,
broke. It's
I was
obvious.
gonna say, he has zero value.
Zero. He's a loser.
The reason he's there is because she has super settled. And even that's the thing. Even after a while, she's gonna leave him.
100%.
Because when that money stops coming in, when she can no longer sell the dilapidated cuckoo,
Exactly.
who's the breadwinner?
Exactly. And that everything, you could see it. If you're from the outside looking in, everything's a ticking time bomb. Being with that girl because she's the baddest, but she's rude as fuck, mistreats everyone, mistreats you, but you're like, yo, but she's so bad though. Like, yeah, she's bad in your life.
She's bad for you.
She's bad for you.
She's bad for everything.
Exactly. And like, trust me, as you get older, you should be learning. You see some people, they get older and they forget shit. Like just having this conversation with someone, I said, the purpose of your girl, when you're in if I see couples arguing in public, I'm embarrassed for them. Hugely embarrassed. Because that woman should know you do two things when you walk outside with a guy. You're either bringing up his value or bringing it down. Lifting up his status or pushing it down. And that man looks like a fool. And it's his fault too, because he hasn't set the precedent like, hey, we don't do that. We can take it back home. We can talk. But we live in I was trying to prep for this. I was reading, what girls were saying, conversations. And this girl goes, I want to be in a relationship, but maintain my independence. That's an oxymoron.
It doesn't work. Like, a relationship is 100% strictly based on codependency. So how do you stay independent?
Because they always, by nature, women are more half glass, half full of, perspective. It's just something that it also protects them, and it's logical, and that's okay. I was watching.
Is it logical or is it illogical?
Actually, it is illogical. But it's like, it does save them in some type of ways, right? To like, okay, maybe this guy, maybe this. But what happens is they start thinking it's every guy. Like my friend thinks someone's going to kill her every day. And the thing is that she fills herself with these murder mystery podcasts, murder mystery
TV
Netflix.
shows.
And what's even more insane is that there was a psychologist who said that women have this, this fantasy of non-consensual sex, by their partner, And guess what? And they say that these murder things turn women on. It's not by mistake that Ted Bundy was getting like requests by all these women. It turns them on in some
fuck
type
that.
of way.
Think about this current bomber, the dude that shot the healthcare guy.
Yo, the guy murdered someone.
And women are in love with him.
I mean, if you want to know why your type is not working, like they look at the things that turn you on. And then you fill yourself up with all this murder thing. You're going to think every man is out to murder. If you looked up the percentage of men who murder, it is a very small percentage of men. It also takes a different type of guy.
Not only that, look up men who murder women. See, more men actually commit crimes against other men
Absolutely.
than what they do against women.
Correct.
But they swear that men are consistently doing things against women.
Yeah, no, that's incorrect. I mean, the statistics show that I'm more likely to get hurt by a man than the girl I'm with. They'll actually let her go, and they'll whoop my ass. They'll rob me. They'll at least show mercy to a woman. Those times where they murder women, it's usually passion crimes where they're with them and all these other stuff. But guys. Guys go to prison more. Guys
Do more time.
and they do it for sometimes women too. They be killing dude over a girl.
The downfall of most men happens to be a woman.
Yeah, and it shouldn't be. It should be, if someone is incorrectly treating you like a piece of shit, you should, as a dude, have some type of logic and be like, I need to get out of this. But sometimes some dudes have this, she belongs to me. I got picked up by an Uber in Syracuse. And there was a guy sitting in front. I'm like, what? I said, is this a ride share? No. I'm like, all right. Got in, and the dude goes, she don't go nowhere without me, just so you know. I'm like, so you just watch her make money?
Shouldn't your ass be out making money? Like, shouldn't it be double the money?
Exactly, but he's watching. He has so much, like, it.
His insecurity and lack of trust
Crazy.
is so high that she can't even fucking work.
First of all, you can't do that in Uber. Like you're not allowed.
It's against policy.
It's against, like, if I wanted to report her, I could have, but she was very sweet, very nice, and I was like, what
probably
is
scared out of
this?
her balls.
What
He probably beats the shit out of her.
Yeah, what is this? So, and guess what? There should be like a special place for these dudes. Like, and call them out. I'm not here to say that all men are great. A lot of men need a lot of work. But we live in a society where we're damned if we do and damned if we don't. We want to tell a girl what we want. Now we're the issue. A girl could tell, if a woman has a really good father in her life, she'll tell you without issue, I want someone just like my dad. Takes care of me, listens to me, protects me. If a guy says that he wants someone just like his mother, he is crucified. I'm not your fucking mother. I'm not her. Oh, but you can ask for someone like your dad, but I can't ask for someone like my mother? Why is that? She's a great woman, or at least some attributes that I like about her. And then if the new thing today is like, oh, he doesn't like me, he must be gay. The way women talk about gay men to straight men, I mean, I would think more gay men would have an issue with that, because they use it as an insult to straight men all the time. To like, women are guys from the 90s calling everyone gay. That's what they are. You don't like me, then you must be gay. No, I'm coherent, and I have a working mind, and you look like trouble, and I don't want that, And a lot of guys just need to speak up, like, yo, tell what. Also, if you're not a dude that's gonna lead, you'll be left behind, and that's the way it'll always work. At
All
one
right.
point, you'll just be gone.
So I have a list of careers of women. Okay.
Nurse.
Now, you know, as men, we have certain job details that certain women hold that we will call 304. So as I go through this list,
Yeah.
you just tell me whether or not she might potentially be a 304.
Yeah.
Okay? Women do this about men all the time. Speech language pathologist,
304.
dental hygienist,
304.
phlebotomist,
Oh, one of the biggest 304s I've ever known.
nurse,
It's well-known 304.
therapist.
You know, I don't know much about the therapy thing. I know people have sex with their therapists all the time, but I'll say that's a low percentage 304, I would think.
I've dated one before. Super 304.
Oh, well, there you go.
Home health aide.
I don't know. I don't know many. So I guess I'd have to say I would stay right in the middle. But I don't know.
Social worker.
They look freaky.
Receptionist.
Oh, 304.
Office clerk.
304.
Human resource manager.
One of the biggest 304s I've ever known.
Data entry.
304.
Bookkeeping.
Yeah, sleeping with the boss.
Skincare specialist.
Now this is 50-50. I do this is 50-50 because I do know one of the biggest whores I've ever known in my entire life does that. And then I do know one that's like super dedicated and she runs her own business. She's been with the same guy forever. But her staff
Not
loose.
the staff.
The staff is Hall of Fame numbers. So, yeah, I mean, anything that has interactions with other guys and stuff, there is that likeliness of it just happening. You know, if you want to eliminate things from happening, you got to eliminate the scenarios. And these things, they're also like, here's another thing. I think a girl in scrubs is hot. I've always thought that. I always thought it was kind of hot. Actually, when I went to therapy, he was like, you told me 4 of your aunts are nurses and that they're strong women. And I'm like, oh shit, is that why? But there is, like, I just find that attractive. It's kind of,
Yeah, my mom was a neurophysiologist.
Yeah, yeah,
technician. I grew up seeing women, and a woman that can fill out scrubs is sexy as fuck.
sexy. I love it. I
But
think
I know she's a hoe.
potentially, yeah.
I had this conversation, not to the. I said she's a hoe, but usually she's a clean hoe
Yeah.
because she's in the medical field, so she's protecting herself.
I will give you that. A lot of women who are in the medical field, depending on what, they take care of themselves very well.
All right, let's get hairdresser,
Oh my gosh, 4 years with her. What a slut. Yeah, whore.
massage therapist,
You're naming like all my exes. Yeah, 304.
manicurist / pedicurist.
I haven't dated any Asian women lately, but I would think, I don't know. The ones I've seen do it, they're like older women and I don't know. I feel like they're the ones I've met, they're like put it like this, if they were born in this country, yes.
Okay, teachers.
Oh, some of the biggest, I mean, they have sex with little boys. That's another thing people don't even talk about is that women are the highest perpetrators of pedophilia in the education system. Hugely. It is, the numbers don't lie. It is way more women that are having sex with little boys than it is male teachers.
Child care worker.
They're broke and they're confused, but 304.
Librarian.
I mean, if you got that job, you got to be a nice person. I mean, at some point, like, no, I think you'll be good there. I think a librarian is a good woman. No one's going in there anyways.
I don't know. I think I beg the difference. There's a reason we have a fantasy of the dirty, naughty librarian,
There is a fantasy.
and a lot of women love to play out that fantasy. And think of all the books that have been defiled.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's the first time I saw a naked woman was in a book in a library.
Interior designer.
I just think gay, but you know, mostly the interior designers I've ever been gay men. But interior designer girl, I don't know enough. I never met really one. I know some that consider themselves one, but no, I don't know. I don't think so. That's not. Those people seem like high stressed all the time. Those people seem like everything is bothering. It's like a wedding planner. It's like you often see that those people have like no time for their man and they're constantly busy with somebody else's wedding. So I don't know. I don't think so.
Paralegal.
Oh yeah, used to crack open and clean out this paralegal back in 2019, 2020. Yeah, and what's funny is that when I went out, I didn't even go on a date with her. We were just hanging out, and the first thing she said, "Just so you know, I'll never have sex with you." And then 1 week later, it was
She's
like,
having sex with you.
yeah, big time.
Call center worker.
Oh yeah, I used to work at a bank call center, and man, everyone was getting rinsed out. You know, that's the thing though. That's why people hook up at jobs. Like it's because you're so close to them, you're hanging out with them all the time. Like I was a high performer at my sales job, and it was like a turn on for girls that worked there. They're like, "Oh, look at him, he's number 3 in the country." You know, it's like stuff that wouldn't matter on the outside explaining. Like, what are you talking about? But they don't live in that world. So if you're in a call center, it's like its own little sitcom every day. And yeah, I mean, the hookups at call centers they should be a documentary on it. It's vast, and everyone I ever talked to, they're like, "Yeah, this guy used to work at whatever call center, got me pregnant." Like, it's always that. It is that all the time. Yeah, big hoe fest over there.
All right. And then last but not least, the current CEO, aka I sell lashes, aka I do nails, aka I do hair out of my garage.
These are the most flexible women you've ever met in your life.
They have 15,000 jobs. I do taxes. I get
man.
you CPNs.
I'll bless
I'm your notary public.
I'll bless your home.
Yeah.
I got you a stone you can put against your chest. Gives you free financial freedom. Yeah, no, those women, look, those are like I'm gonna do everything until something goes through, and then if only like explained correctly, like if you focus really on one thing, is kind of like the best way to do it. Those girls, shout out to them. You know, they're doing their best. That may be a good girl to be with, and then get her out of that, and then direct her towards the right thing. But yeah, no, I know what you're talking. These girls seem like girls that have a kid and they want to do something from home and whatever. It's tough. It's tough being that after product of someone else's baby mama. It's not. I dated a girl for 4 years, the hairstylist.
So hold on, we got a question in the chat. Well, first we have a comment that said paralegals are hoes and alcoholics.
Oh, big time.
And then they said, wait, real question. Why is this man so horny?
Oh, I'm not horny. I just, I've been laid a few times. But the paralegal, very horny, alcoholic. At one point, she tried to bribe me into being her boyfriend. It was actually, I should talk about that on stage.
How do you bribe someone into? Okay, tell us the story. How did she try to bribe you into?
She's
being
like,
her boyfriend?
"How can I be your girl?" And I was like, "I don't want a girlfriend." And I was like, And then she kept asking, and I just thought if I asked for something so elaborate, it wouldn't happen. I was like, "Oh, I want to have a threesome with you," and she was like, "Done. Let's get it happen." And after it happened, I was like, "No." No, but
that wasn't enough.
It wasn't that, dude. It was the worst threesome. It wasn't a good threesome. It wasn't like, oh my God.
Because she wasn't into it. She was just doing it for you.
She kicked the girl off and said, "You're enjoying it too much," and made the other girl cry, and she left. And that was her babysitter. But it's a true story, swear to God, on all my life. That look, I have nothing to hide here. This is just stuff that has happened to me. Yeah, it was. And then we tried it one more time, and she was just a mess herself. So I was not wanting, and that's something. If someone is saying, "What do I have to do to be your girlfriend?" Like, no, that guy doesn't want to be with you at all.
Well, see, here's the thing. Most women want to lock a man into a relationship. We as
sure.
men, we truly don't want to be in a relationship, but we get bullied into it.
Sure, marriage, yeah.
So they also said, yes, the paralegal that was dating my cousin was psycho, and he damn near had to get a restraining order.
Yeah, man. Legal
Hi
process.
from Texas.
What up, Texas? I'll be in Austin, Texas, January 10th, 11th, and 12th at the Sunset
He
Strip.
said, where the hoes at? No hoes on tonight.
Nah, but
We talking about the hoes.
oh yeah, all of them. This is my past life. I'm a man of wisdom and selectiveness. You know, I want the girl I'm seeing currently. You know, I could show her Instagram to my mother. You know, there's no. She's not for the streets. She doesn't even like going out like that. She wants to go out if I go out with her.
That's a good woman.
It's great. It didn't start off that way, but you're never gonna get anywhere without telling her how you truly feel. A lot of guys lie to go, "Oh, I'm not insecure." Yeah, go butt ass naked outside and go sleep over your best friend's house who's a guy. You're dumbass, and it's just gonna lead to bad things. And then when you actually tell her how you feel, she's gonna be like, "What are you talking about? You said you were cool with this at the beginning." And then you gotta tell her, "I lied."
Now I say this quite often. As a man, we have to set boundaries. And 9 times out of 10, the moment a man sets boundaries, we get called insecure or controlling, etc.
It's insane.
With that being said, is it actually controlling that you set boundaries in a relationship that help build the relationship to make it work, as opposed to allowing her to do whatever the hell she wants to? Because at the end of the day, most of them are just like children and feel like they have no rules in life.
There's nothing wrong with setting boundaries because, look, if you want me to operate at 100%, it's got to be low key my way. For it to be your way, here's what I say to that. I would love to provide, right? That everything, and also have the right to lead. I will do those things, but you can't keep living like a single woman if you're doing those things. I don't think going to Miami with your girls is a good idea.
It's a relationship killer.
Big time. Because all it takes is a moment to change everything. And girls are susceptible to being manipulated. And it's a real thing. And if you, the less that you're in those situations, the better. It won't happen. And it's not that you're insecure, you're just securing what you love.
Well, here's the thing. Women love to put themselves in situations where bad things can happen. And the moment we go, okay, I see that you have no problem walking into a fucking concrete wall with spikes. So how about I say, no, you're not doing this. Hold my hand, walk next to me on the other side of me so you can actually prolong your fucking life.
Yeah.
And then you're controlling.
Yeah, no, and don't get me wrong, like, I think you have to let that message be heard. You also have to know what the hell you're talking about. The girl I'm with right now, fully understanding what I need. And I will provide whatever you want. I own my own crib. You don't got to pay for no mortgage. With that comes with me coming home to someone who is taking care of the home, making sure everything's straight. If I want pussy on a Tuesday and a Wednesday in a row, I'm going to get it. But I will also do everything else I got to do.
They say he's going to keep putting boundaries on women because he keeps accepting the bare minimum. He also said if you find the right girl, she would definitely give you the right energy. But
sure.
that still doesn't give you the right to tell a woman what to do or what to wear. Okay, I'm going to take this one.
Take it.
Okay, first and foremost, this has nothing to do with a right, okay? As a man and a man that dates, how can you sit here and say what a man can't do when 10 times out of 10, the number one thing you ask for is a man that's a leader, a man that's going to lead you. I want a man that's going to come and lead me and do this and take care of me and do. But the moment that he does that and actually puts his foot down on things that you are absolutely incorrect about. Now it's about he doesn't have the right. You can't ask for something and then the moment you get it, you complain about it. I think that doesn't make sense. And you guys always say, if you find the right girl, that sentiment's probably one of the dumbest sentiments that anyone could ever say, to say if you find the right anything, because no one goes out of their way looking for the wrong one. Okay. So, and they say definitely give you the right energy. A good woman knows nothing but the right energy. If she has to change who she is or change her energy in order to be the right one, something's already wrong with her.
Look, what I do, I notice it when a girl, like, I know she wants to say something else. I know she wants to call me a stupid fucking idiot in her head, but she doesn't. She takes a second and she goes, you know what? I'm sorry. And moves on. Doesn't, because taking it to another level of just hostility and argument, I'm not going to be dominated in that type of way. And these little things help me be a better guy to her. You know, throughout the whole first, I would say, 4 months of this year, 2024, working hard on comedy. Was gone a lot of weekends. Never nagged me all the weekends I was gone in different cities. Never said, are you fucking some girl? Are you? Never. You know what that does for me? It makes me not want to do those things. Makes me want to chill. Look, I know a comic that I went on tour with. He used to mess around on his girl all the time, right? The day she said, you know what? If you need to do it, you should do it. He's never done it since.
He stopped.
Because he didn't have someone antagonize him. You're already making him live with some type of guilt. He's like, I might as well just do it then. You know? She doesn't do that. And guess what? I took notice. We went out to a brunch. I think it was in March. And I kind of overwhelmed with like how she was like dealing with it. I was gone for a while. I said, you know what? Let's go to Cabo. What weekend works best for you? What week? She's like, what? You want to go? I'm like, yeah, we should go to, don't bring your debit card. I got it all. This is my thank you, because you're not bringing me stress.
It's appreciation.
You're not bringing me stress.
Correct.
They say it all the time. We're out here fighting a war outside with every other guy and every other things that we're doing in business and whatever, in friendship. You want to go home and fight more wars? I don't want to do that. I want to go come home like, I've been waiting for you. I have good energy. I'm happy. And if she's not happy, let's talk about it, because I'm all about the solution. But I know girls in the previous past that they didn't care about the solution. They just wanted to bitch. And I'm like, oh, I gave you the solution, though. Let's take care of it. She's like, can we just talk about the issue, though? Like, I'm not over it. I'm like, what?
They said, don't rob the bank, don't rob the bank, don't rob the bank. Yes. Something about the opposite sex of drama that absolutely drives them. I've seen women, they have a bad day. They want to, the day's like, you're well past it. You have a solution. There was actually no issue whatsoever, but you continue to talk about the problem and bring up the problem and continue to get angry over and over and
nonstop.
And you have to tell every person, let them know how angry you were. But what you don't tell them is how the solution actually happened and you were in the wrong. How does that make sense?
It doesn't. Look, shout out to my boy Jari, who features for Cam Patterson. One of the best jokes he said, he goes, they heard about the women with the A word, that bad A word. It's hard for them to deal with what's going on with the A word. Abortion? No, accountability. That was the joke. And every woman was like, what? He goes, yeah, that's the A word now. And the new N word is narcissist. So and most women can't even spell it, but it couldn't even describe to you what it is. They've just been hit. Look, one thing I think that's really crippling my sisters in the Lord, okay, is that there is a following of whatever's hot. Let me tell you something. When the word feral came out, and it's been out forever, they could not let that shit go. Every woman talks the same. It's the blank for me. Whatever.
Period. It's on period.
Yeah. you know, it's the thing for me. You know, I love that for you. I have a friend. She would say, "I love that for you," like 100 times. I would be like, "Yo, you got 5 I love that for yous," and then we got to call it a wrap because there's no originality either. Every girl has become the same. And it's not every girl, but the majority.
They're robots.
Yeah.
If they watch anything TV or are part of anything social media, they are the exact same thing. From the hair, you know. Let's go. The single nail, the ring fingernail, has to be a different color.
Yeah.
How many women did it? The moment a song came out about white toes, how many women ended up with white toes?
Exactly.
Okay. There's nothing, and it is the majority. And the crazy part about it is, I'm 45 years old. I should not be around another 45-year-old woman following the trend of a 16-year-old.
Oh my God, it is the worst. It's like you're going through something psychotic in your head. Like the amount of people who are that's very demure. It's demure. I wrote this tweet and I was like, are you guys not gonna say demure and beat the living shit out of this word again? Because it's like, what happened to just being yourself? You know, originality, not just lip syncing other people's quotes. It's insane. I take originality very serious because I write my shit. I take pride in what I am because otherwise you're just like everyone else. You're literally just like everyone else. Remember when everyone was going to Tulum? You're gonna tell me that whatever vacation spot someone tells you, if as long as the girl's hotter than you, then you follow suit. I have this joke about Pete Davidson, and I take a tally to the crowd. I'm like, how many of you women think Pete Davidson is hot? Right? You'll get like 50, 60%. Yeah. How many did y'all think he was hot before he started dating good-looking women? 0. Because another woman has to co-sign that it's okay. If it's good enough for Kim Kardashian, then it must be good enough for me. If it's good enough for Ariana Grande, then it must be good enough for me.
But women have to take cues from other women. It's called social proofing. If a man, okay, so if you walk into a club by yourself, okay, 9 times out of 10, no female's gonna fuck with you. But if you walk in the damn club with 3 women, 2 women, either one other woman, but she's attractive,
it's a wrap.
They're trying to figure out what you have. And then that's where the competition kicks in.
Absolutely.
Women hate competition, but they love to compete.
Correct. Look, I don't know what podcast I was watching, but a girl said if they made side chicks illegal, women would be more upset than men. That they would be more upset for men because they prey on other women's men all the time because they know that the percentage of successful men is small, and depending on whatever you think is successful, that they would be more upset than men. Actually, they'd be doing the guys a favor so they could just stay focused instead of paying off girls. You know, there's this Matt Bauer, he's Scottsdale, Arizona. He's a baseball player, pitcher, you know, almost got extorted for $4 million from a woman who said she was pregnant and said, if you give me $4 million, I'll get rid of it. And then when he didn't do it, she faked getting beat by him. And then he was exonerated.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Exonerated. Cannot get.
She had the text messages saying she was faking it.
Someone did a black eye to her face.
Yeah.
And you know what happened? He was not forgiven. He is not on a major league.
He's no longer playing Major League Baseball.
He's in Mexico.
He lost all his endorsements. He lost everything.
And he didn't do it.
And didn't do shit. And that's the thing. When women do things like that, honestly, there needs to be a law.
Trevor Bauer.
That comes in that says, okay, like you cost him all this money. So until it's paid off, you're forever in his debt. Go work.
The accusation now towards men is you're guilty till proven innocent. And even then, you know, Jay-Z, right? He was accused. Immediately, women like, "Whoa, what a piece of shit!" A lot. I know a lot of my guy friends go, "Let's hold off. Let's see what happens." You know, we
need proof. Logic.
Yeah.
Logic.
Guess
kicks
what?
in.
They dropped it. Her story's inconsistent. Big fucking surprise. Amber Heard and fucking Johnny Depp.
I was just gonna say Amber Heard was one of the big ones. Everyone jumped on that bandwagon But the moment it came out in the court case, how crazy she was and all the shit she really did,
Ridiculous.
crickets.
Ridiculous. She was, and the thing is that it's not to bully women or anything like that, but you can't just cry wolf for things. Men can't do that. We can't just say this woman hit me.
I could never call the police and be like, this woman took advantage of me sexually.
Yeah.
How?
Yeah. You know, I knew a girl in college that almost ruined a man's life. She got drunk. He was drunk. They were both messed up. They had sex. The next day, she was kind of embarrassed that she had sex with him because he wasn't the best looking guy and she was pretty good looking. So when a friend went to tell her, like, did you really hook up with this guy? She was like, he took advantage of me. I think it was rape. I think.
Wow.
Right. Later on, it got real serious, right? Police were involved, and she goes, I was not. I just was ashamed, and that was the reason. If that were the case, you know how many fat girls raped me? Just the next day, just feeling embarrassed and ashamed? If that's what categorizes that word, you know what I mean? Then it's not, you can't do that. And the law's on the woman's side. It's just the way it is. I mean, you have, children. You may know, I don't know how that worked out, but they typically favor unless you have undeniable.
Let's ask this question, right?
What's up?
Because the world we live in is ran by men and always has been.
For sure.
So men created these laws. Why would men create such laws that actually fuck us?
It's a good question. It's a good question because women get lesser, terms. Like you can see women who murder, and they'll be out in a few years.
What woman have you ever known to be on death row?
None. The only one I know that did remember the movie Monster? Mm-hmm. And Charlize Theron.
Charlize Theron?
Yeah, and it was about the first female serial killer.
Yep.
I was telling that story to a girl on a podcast, and she goes, yeah, but like, what were the reasons that she killed the guys? I was like, what?
She's a serial killer. She doesn't need a reason.
She murdered them. We live in a society. You can't just kill people. I think she either did a long time or she got the death penalty, but what the hell was her name? Eileen Wuornos. Look her up. She looks pretty crazy. But Eileen Wuornos, first female serial killer. Even then, I met a woman who killed somebody when she was 12 this year. She's now in her 50s. It was a very interesting conversation. I wish I could have made it public, but we save that for another day. She went to prison at 12 for murdering her mother's boyfriend with an envelope opener to his throat.
Oh, wow.
Okay. He tried to molest her. It was unsuccessful. Took the man's life. Whatever. Bad, right? She got out at 17. Again, she was a child, but look at to bring it back to the teachers that raped these, if we're going to say age matters, that raped these boys.
A teacher that got pregnant with a 14-year-old boy. She goes to jail, gets out, okay? He turns 18, and immediately the courts charge him for child support.
Insane.
Make it make sense.
Insane. That's crazy.
Okay. What is your thoughts on this? Something that was most recently said, and I have to actually agree a little bit, is do 304s, after they're done 304ing, turn into religious freaks?
Yeah, I mean, that does happen. I mean, because ultimately you're ashamed. If you look at the statistics of women who do porn, it's not a good one. It's a lot of suicide. It's a lot of, it's a come to Jesus moment.
A lot of drugs.
A lot of drugs. Yeah, it's that's why I try to tell people, this is a short-term thing that you're involved in. But just like my mom used to tell me, look, you can order what you want. You can pay at the beginning, or you're going to pay at the end, but you will pay for everything you ordered. You will. The time will come. Will hit your mind. You can't sleep at night for everything that you did that was so fucking cool. Do you know the woman that set the record for having most sex with men in a day? She's now talking about how those men took advantage of her. Meanwhile, she set it up. 100 men in a.
And then said she wanted to do 1,000.
Yeah, like what?
How can you spin the narrative when you very public this is what you wanted to do because you wanted to break the record? Okay? you cannot change the narrative of that because after the fact you regretted it. And you then realize like how much work really went into it and how people are really going to look at you and glorified it for about a week. But now that you're really looking back on it and you're seeing all the backlash, actually what you're doing is you're seeing all the podcasts, you're seeing all the TV shows. Mm-hmm. You're now like the butt of every joke.
Yeah, these men that she had sex with, I mean, they did nothing wrong signing up for something you were offering for.
Thank you.
Okay.
And she's getting paid for it because she's making money off of their penises.
Yeah. And then she was talking about how, some of them just wanted to talk for more, but I could only give them 5 minutes of time. Just say what it is. You regret it. It was your fault. Take some accountability and let this be a time to tell women, don't do what I did.
And her mom set it up. Her mom is her sex manager.
I mean,
think about that dynamic.
So I know a guy who worked at Disney for the shows, right? And he said the worst thing he would see is the mothers with the producers trying to offer themselves for their kid to get a part. And it was just like there was no whole bars. There was like whatever needed to be done. They forwardly offer. And what's going to happen later on, they're going to come out and say, he made me do it.
Like the epitome of sacrificial lamb.
Yeah. Crazy. Like, look, also, like, it's going to be regretted. You're going to regret this stuff. If you're a guy handing out YSL, Gucci bags to every girl you hang out with, you're also an idiot. And you can't say that they took advantage of you. You were offering it like a dumbass. And at least just say you learned from it.
Paying for attention. You're paying for a woman's attention.
So I can't do strip clubs, really.
No, I can do strip clubs. Those are fun, but that's the thing. The thing is,
you got to know what you're getting into. Me, I romanticize, and then I just go like, "Am I paying for this?"
So this when you go into a strip club, there's nothing to be romanticized. You should literally be going in there with the thought process is I'm going to have a drink and I'm going to look at some booty.
I'm a romantic, man. What can you say?
I mean, I'm a romantic my damn self, but I'm not going to the strip club thinking that potentially,
You know what it is? I listen to too much T-Pain, and I think that's what messed me up.
You
about
in love
strippers.
with the stripper?
Yeah, I once dated a stripper for
you
like
want to buy
3
her
weeks.
a drink?
I want it. Yeah, it's like Cat Williams was like, I don't go to the strip club to watch them be naked. I go in there to tell them you don't got to do this anymore. That's the kind of money I got, baby. I love Cat. He's the best. But yeah, I mean, look, different strokes for different folks, but you can't be mad at everyone else but yourself for the decisions that you made. A lot of people go, you guys are so focused on accountability. What's the problem? It's a huge problem. Have you ever met a guy that doesn't believe he's wrong ever?
How about cause and effect? In life, there's cause and effect.
Huge.
So if you hold no accountability, if you are the cause of something bad, or if someone else is the cause and you are the effect, and no one holds accountability, where's the lesson?
There is none. You keep thinking that you're not. It's everyone else's fault. It's like when relationships don't work out well with some girls, and they'll post something really stupid like, "Don't worry, one day you'll meet a man that'll accept you for just who you are."
No, you
what
won't.
if who you are sucks?
So I have this, and I've said this quite often. Well, okay, let me ask you this question first. What is the difference between a child and a woman?
One is of age. Um,
Remove that because
Okay.
that's the obvious.
um, they don't know better. I don't know.
Thank you. The fact that you can't even outline it says a lot.
Because they're both dependent.
Thank you. They're both very dependent. They both need guidance. They both need leadership, and they both throw fits
Yeah.
when they don't get what they want.
Yeah.
Okay? So, if there's no difference between children and adult women, how do you go about finding a good partner?
This is a good one. I think Instagram is not the place to find someone. It just really isn't. It's not a good place.
It is the number one dating site.
Oh, it definitely is. It's the easiest access that you've ever had to anyone. I mean, the pictures that women post now is what I was requesting in high school as a text message. Please, please, a bikini pic. Now it's just like, here's my butthole, in every single picture. And it's crazy that they can ask for someone who's 6'5", 8-inch hog, 6-figure job. But I go like, hey, I don't want a fat girl. And I'm an asshole for that. Like, you could want things, but I cannot. And the way I found my current girl is, it was random. It was through friends. It was cool. Maybe go old school. Bring Blockbuster back. I don't know. It's meeting someone.
Fuck Netflix, go Blockbuster.
Yeah. Take it old school. Don't be dropping $400 on dinner like an idiot on a girl who only picked to go out with you because of where you picked to go eat. You ever see girls like when they go like, oh yeah, you want to hang out? All right, yeah, let's go get something to eat. Okay, are you free? Well, where did you want to go? And dependent on what you say is what she'll say in return. You pick Toca Madera, Mastro's, all these places. She'd be like, yeah. But oh, actually, I want to watch UFC. Are you into you? Oh, yeah, kind of like it. Oh, you want to go Buffalo Wild Wings? Yeah, I don't do Buffalo Wild Wings.
Okay, so all right. How much should a first date cost?
Less than $100.
Okay, I say nothing.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's just
The
like,
first date should be a meet and greet. You should meet. Okay, we're in Phoenix.
Yeah,
Tempe Marketplace,
great,
Desert Ridge,
amazing,
lovely fireplace.
great.
Sit down in front of that motherfucker and have conversation.
Go to the zoo on Wednesday. It's free. Like whatever.
Last
it
time
is.
I checked, dating is about getting to know someone, right?
Exactly.
Why do you need food? Why do you need drinks?
No, you don't. No, I don't. Look, I've fed women before. These feedings. And you live and you learn, but almost nothing comes out of it. It's so serious. Dinner is so serious. It's the worst first date. I tell people all the time, do not go out to dinner. It's too serious. Go out to coffee. If you need to eat lunch, whatever, go hiking. Go, because the point is to get to know the person. See if their company is something that you desire. And if so, then we move forward. You can't be feeding every woman. You're going to go broke trying to feed every woman in your city. And yeah, it's not organic.
As a man, we buy used cars multiple times over.
Yep.
Just trying to sit in the company of someone that we think we're interested in.
Yeah, I mean, the money wasted. I wish you could file taxes on women who didn't give it up on the money that you wasted at a restaurant. Like, you need to go back and be like, I'd like to claim this, and she needs to pay for it. And it's so crazy, like, the demands. Like, if it's not more than $500, then someone's going to spend it just to have sex with you, and then you will never get anything from it. Like, it's a short-term okayness. Like, I used to think, don't get me wrong, I used to think when I was younger that you have to do all this or she won't like you, and blah, blah, blah. And then I realized it's all bullshit. And the type of girl that sees that as importance, it's not the girl that you really want to be with. Very superficial, needs all these things, you know, and if you don't have it, then she's gone.
If you require as much as my money from me as you require my time, I know you're not worth it because one, my presence is needed in order to make said money. So if you need my presence consistently, I'm not a drug dealer. Can't be there all the time.
Yeah.
And then if you require my money and a lot of it in order to entertain you, take you out, etc., then again, I already know that you are in it for the wrong reason. Because this is the thing. As we get older, become more responsible, have children, etc., can you give said woman that exact same type of energy? No. Two, it's my job to be the provider, head of household. So if the majority of my time is going to you, who's taking care of the family? And that's what I don't understand is like why women have such entitlement to the things that they already know and understand to be the primary source of what our job is. You are literally trying to take away the primary source of what it is we do for selfish purposes.
Yeah, it turns out to be just a fucking waste of time. It's a use and abuse type of thing, and it can go the other way too. And it sucks that you have to say it could go the other way too. Well, obviously, but women look. If you call guys going, yo, I tricked this girl into having sex with me because I told her I had a lot of money. Ha 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 ha. Deemed you're a demon. You're a child of Lucifer. But a girl be like, this guy's a dumbass. He got me a bag. Ah, he took me on a trip. I didn't even give it up. Ah.
Hold up. I am not the child of Lucifer.
That was great. But those things aren't demonized. And that's the thing is that no one holds anyone accountable. You, even between friends, I've seen girls have conversations. And I love them. They're my friends. And I would never date them just because the way they are. But they'll be like, telling the other girl what they did, and it's blatant that this person was wrong. And they go, you know, I can see your side of it, though. I can see why you may have, you know, did it. Yeah, okay. Never going, hey, you're wrong. This isn't good. This isn't good behavior. It doesn't lead to a good life.
So I'm gonna take this back to something that was said earlier. Okay, first question is, what does it mean to be an independent woman, and how come men don't call themselves independent?
It's for whatever reason, they think doing basic adult shit is special. And I don't get it. I really don't get it. I don't understand it. Like, only women post how many hours that week that they've worked. I was doing hair from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. All I had was a coffee. I didn't have time to eat, you know. And what that is, the psychological, it's sad fishing.
Attention.
You're sad fishing. You want people to somewhat feel bad for you. It's the same thing when I used to date this girl who had a kid and she still called herself a single mom. I said, why are you saying you're a single mom? You're in a relationship. Well, I am. I'm like, I pay for you, your kid when we go out, vacations, bunch of shit. You're not single because you're a mom. Why can't you just be a mom? Why is this like a call for attention that you're doing it on your own when you're not? You know, it is kind of crazy that that's so necessary. And if I was involved, if I had a kid and I was dating a girl and I kept putting single dad vibe, you know, single dad flow, whatever, you'd be like, yo, you ain't single. Why you keep putting that you're a single dad? Well, I am. I'm taking care of him or her on my own. You know, we're not.
So why don't men walk around saying they are independent men?
Because it is just required. It is the basic. Look, it's like when you graduate high school. My mom gave me a high five. You know, like she said you were supposed to do that. This ain't special.
You just did the basics.
Yeah, this ain't
These are your
special.
prereqs.
So you buy yourself food every day? Oh shit. How do you do it? You know, like it's not special. And for the fact that you find it so special, you would think you would find it in a high authority, like a higher place when a man relieves you of those pressures.
Okay. Now, if she considers herself an independent woman, and she brags so highly on herself, the money she makes, etc. When you go out on a date with her, why doesn't she ever want to pay?
Because her money is hers. That's the way it is. That's why when a girl's like, I don't understand. I make a lot of money. I'm high educated. We don't give a shit. You can work at Chipotle. Does not matter. You want to know why? Because your money is your money. When you make a lot of money, well, what is it? If a guy makes a lot of money, he goes, wow, I could provide for a wife and kids. When a woman makes a lot of money, she says, I don't need a man. She doesn't think of anyone else. Just the way it is. I don't know why. This is the way. But there's good people out there, and there's people that are pushing those old school values. And it's going to be better for everyone once you do it.
Should a man have multiple women?
Look, everyone's different. Some men, I know, they make it work with multiple women. It can't work with multiple men. Otherwise, you're a cuck. But it could be. It could definitely. I mean, there's definitely, I've seen it work. I've seen it work with certain individuals, and they've been together for 10 plus years. Not my cup of tea. I don't want to deal with more than one woman, to be honest with you, in a household, at least. But you could. There are people who make it happen. There's some women that want to be relieved of some duties too. You know, like they don't mind another girl. That may be float
I
their
don't
boat.
want to fuck you every night.
Yeah.
Here you
know?
go, sis.
Yeah. You ever see wrestling? They just tag, put the other one in.
Tag team back again.
Yeah, exactly. Tag team champion of the world. But yeah, no. I mean, if you have the means and you have to be able to like take care of both of them. If you got the means and everyone's cool with it, then by all means.
All right. What would you call your genre of comedy?
It's observational a lot. It's me just looking at everything and everyone. It's very observational, but it's, stories too. Sometimes like I'll look at things or talk to people and it remind me of being a kid, First time getting caught jerking off, first time falling in love.
You got caught?
Almost. I held the door with my foot. I thought I locked it.
Okay, so hold on. Now here's the thing. Let's say, okay, you're currently in a relationship, right?
Yeah.
Let's say you think you're home alone. You start beating your meat.
Yeah.
You hear your girl coming. Do you keep going or do you try to hide it?
It's a good question. Would I stop? No, I think I would finish. And then I would tell her, where the fuck were you at 5 minutes ago? Like, why are you just getting here now? Yeah, I think I'd finish. I think she don't really care about that. It's just I need to get the evil out, before I head out for my day.
See, here's the thing. Shouldn't she be, so the moment she walks in and she sees that, shouldn't she assist?
100%. No, and here's another,
Yeah, like, why do women complain that they found their man jerking off instead of coming in and assisting?
How about this? Because I told her the things I need. And she goes, it's here when you need it. There is no. As long as I'm not dying or something, she goes, I know you require it and you're better afterwards. So
Where did you meet this one?
dude, let me tell you, we broke up a while ago, and that's when I was on drugs and alcohol. I quit. 14 months sober, got the mind straight, more blood pumping down there too, so everything's good. But just a level of clarity. I was able to explain to her, like, yo, it made me feel weird saying, like, yo, when I need it, I need it. So these are the things that make me happy, and I will make you happy in return. And she's like, look, if it makes you happy and it's going to make me happy, then I'm all on board. It was an understanding. And it was like, I didn't have to feel weird about telling her that I need it, certain amount of times a week. She has no problem.
Here's the crazy part, okay? And this is what I've always said. And ladies, y'all are going to hate hearing this, but it's true. right? But it's not meant in a bad way. Women are ultimately selfish. They're the most selfish human beings in the world because this is the thing. The only reason she's doing it is because it works in her benefit.
Yeah.
And everything a woman does, if it is not to her benefit, she's not doing it.
Nah. Not exactly. They're not going to do it.
Which is why I find it to be absolutely crazy when a single woman cooks, cleans, takes care of kids, and works, and that's okay. But the moment you add a man who is also providing in that household and helping do the exact same things, why, that is called slavery. But it's not called slavery when you're doing it on your own. You have no choice.
People throw that word around really nonchalantly. It's kind of like when people say everything's a Nazi thing. You know, I went to school for a history education, and my emphasis was in the Americas. Studied slavery and Nazis. Let me tell you something. It's nothing like it. Okay,
Nowhere close.
It's not even close. You're absolutely insane. Okay, crazy to even make the comparison.
Well, here's the thing. I've caught so many people up because I have a lot of conversations with people, especially doing a podcast. Words have meanings, but people have no idea what words mean.
Oh my God, they don't.
So many women, oh, I deserve this. Okay, cool. Look up the definition of deserve. It means reward and or punishment. So the fact that everything that you do, you deserve, and nothing's working out for you, that means you haven't worked for shit. So you're reaping just that, the punishment. When you work hard for something, you reap a reward. When you don't work hard for anything and just feel entitled, you reap punishment.
Yeah.
And a lot of women are living punishment and then swear that they deserve better. But when you ask them how, where, when, or why, deaf ears.
Yeah, it goes back to the women being Bitcoin, you know? They can tell you they're worth a lot, but they can't tell you why. You know, they there's no real math to it. And, you know, this whole thing that everyone's a fucking 10, I mean, like, let's be honest. Like, men are so honest with themselves. They'll be like, I'm a 5, I'm a this, whatever. If we're looking at just looks and not minusing finances and whatever. It's a delusion. And also, women, ain't no, like, they be saying men bash women. Ain't nobody bash women more than women. Like, there's
Facts.
There's songs going, fuck them skinny bitches, right? And it's all good. If the skinny bitches said, fuck them fat bitches, it would be over. They would melt down because better looking people are making fun of them. It's always, you know, yeah, but that's not the same. It really is the same, though. You know, it truly is the same. I said this earlier, you know, there's nothing more threatening to a woman than another threatened woman.
Or how about this? Your biggest job, your biggest asset is the beauty standard as a woman. But you have to tell me that I have to accept you at 200 and something pounds when I can gladly go pick up someone half of your size that looks way better than you. And then you blame men for your inadequacy of you taking care of yourself.
Yeah, I mean,
Where's the logic?
there's no, look, if you're going to have all these standards, I'm a high standard woman, I'm this, I'm that. And a guy just says, I like to like what I fuck, and then call them like, you know, fat bashing or whatever. But look at you, you're fat, dude. Yeah, dude, but I also provide. And I provide things that women are attracted to. At least the girl I'm with is attracted to. These are the things. If she wasn't, like, guys make money to attract women.
All the time.
We bust our
Jewelry,
ass.
clothes,
Cars, all
everything
of
that
it.
we do is to attract the opposite sex. We don't
yeah.
lie about it.
No. What do you
But-
think guys rob banks? You think it's so they can hook up their homies? No, they want chicks, dude. They want to do blow off a girl's butt. They want to do whatever. There's some guys that literally drink things because that's what was the cat? Damn, I love Cat Williams. He goes, I have Alizé, not because I drink Alizé, because the bitches drink Alizé.
And the more the bitches want it, the more you want to do it.
Exactly. We do it for you. We do it for you. We created BBLs for you because you wanted it. I don't want it.
Casamigos, Casafricos. So what do guys want to give you?
Exactly. So it is all for you. And it could work more in your favor if like just handled better. Like
Just understand. See, understanding your position. See, this is why male-dominated sports are fucking amazing because we understand our position. We play it fully. Women's sports is so boring because y'all really just don't understand your position. Even when you're supposed to be a point guard, you want to be a shooting guard. The center wants to be the guard. You're all over the place. You don't really want to do anything because that ties you down, and you guys have FOMO, fear of missing out. So you constantly have to be all over the place.
yeah, if you got curly hair, you want to straighten it. If you got gray hair, you want to curl it.
If you're black, you want to be white. If you're white, you want to be Hispanic. If
Yeah,
you're Hispanic, you want to be Asian.
Yeah, and then it's a mental illness, dude. And it's like, I don't want women to be like that. I want women to be good people. And the thing is that the road that a lot of these girls are going down, again, not all. There are some that are literally just, there you go. Eric, I agree with everything you say. There is a part at the end of the road where you will regret it all, and we're just trying to save you from it. I don't want you to be 40-something years old saying, why did I say fuck them kids all those years and now I'm alone? You know, it's almost like young girls look at having kids like it's a curse, where it's like the reason why you're here.
Well, and goes back to the mental illness aspect of that. There's literally a level of mental illness that unfortunately is plaguing the modern day woman.
Yeah, I mean, go to third world countries, they're not like that.
Like, you're willing to put your life on the line. You know that BBLs take out like 80% of women. They go wrong.
Yeah, and they
and
stink.
you still put your life on the line to go do one. And yes, they do stink.
And you look crazy.
You look like an ant.
Yeah, you look like a Bug's Life. You look, it's just, you look like
Pixar's Bee.
Yeah, perfect. It looks so insane. And what's more insane is that you don't even see it. You know, ask any dude, for the most part, I don't know, I don't want to speak for you, but I love a natty. Natural.
Give me a fat, juicy, natural booty. Or a small one.
Yo, if the boobies hang, it's all good.
Because the best part about it is the nipple.
Exactly. Look, I remember I dated a girl, you know, she had a baby, her, you know, boobs, you know, they sag, you know, they get deflated, they look like, you know,
I need to get a breast lip. No, you don't.
Yeah, you put them on doggy style and their boobs look like chewed up dog toys or something. But it's a natty. I like that. I love that. I like that my girl don't like really makeup like that. She don't fuck with it. And, you know, her skin looks great. And she looks like the pictures. You know, you go meet some girls, you be like, damn, look at this AI in person. It's not the same.
I literally had a chick come to the podcast, and yes, I ain't gonna lie, she looked better online.
Yeah,
I'd rather keep the fantasy of online because in real life, you did not stand up to your pictures.
Oh my gosh! And the more that phone is pointed toward, like from the sky down to your face, you know, I know. I go, this person doesn't look like that. These like, and here's the thing: it makes you hate yourself. Like, I don't know, man. It's a messed up. And it's only really the United States and Western culture, the UK, whatever. It's really there because everywhere else, if you look, like they don't, like I was in South America, I was in Colombia, Ecuador, and Peru. Gorgeous women. And they all range, you know. Latinos are really three things. They're African, European, and the indigenous people that they're in. And you could tell by looking, right, what percentage in the pie chart they're more of, right? Brazilians, more African, right?
Africa Latinos.
Yeah, exactly. And more Africans went to South America than went into the United States. Not a lot of people know that, but they are. That's why they're good at soccer. Because Something about that African gene that makes it really good at sports, man. I don't know what it is. But I have a joke. I go like, I want to.
We have that extra muscle in the legs.
Dude, yeah, you do. And the thing is, like, dude, I mean, think about these players that come from, like, Ronaldinho from Brazil. This guy is, obviously, if you look at his 23andMe, he's probably 80% African. And the kid played barefoot, made it to the World Cup winner. And that's another thing. It's like, we don't. You want to know why America sucks at soccer? Is because it's also, they've made it expensive for parents. It's a rich man sport at a certain point.
That and golf.
And golf, right? And guess what? Our best players from anything typically come from the slums. There's something about
sorry, but growing up in the hood, we have to jump fences.
Exactly.
We run from the police. We run from the bullies.
Yeah.
We run from the drug dealers, the pimps, the pushers. We run a lot. We run from our own fucking parents.
Yeah, you got push off the drug addicts trying to follow you from home. It's all there. And there's something special about that. But what was I trying to get to my original point? I want to adopt a black kid, but and so I can get some athletes in this family is pretty much what I want. I want to do that, but then Madonna got a little flack about that, so I may take that back. But there is something about it in the United States. Oh, that's what I was getting at. No makeup. All these places I went to, whether they were mostly European or mostly African or mostly indigenous, these women looked beautiful. Naturally. Whether it be straight hair, curly hair, or fro. Naturally, I would look at these people. I went to like a university in Colombia where they had like literally everything there, like every background. They looked happier too. How is it that the United States has the highest anxiety? And it's not like bombs are getting dropped in Mesa, like it's really done to our own selves. So, the no makeup thing, whatever. If you want to use it. But if it literally makes you a completely different person, it is false advertisement. It should be a Class A felony to not look like your pictures. It's messed up because your kids, they're not going to look like that.
All right, Eric, where can they find you at?
You can find me at Eric Bernal Comedy on Instagram, Eric B Comedy on TikTok, and Eric Bernal Comedy on YouTube. We got the Eric Bernal Show. With me, I sit down with, who do I have? I had Joey Boy from The Morning Show, 101.5. I had Futuristic, the rapper, on recently. Some OnlyFans girls where I tell them that they need to change their ways. And then lately, the last one I just had a conspiracy theorist. And when I brought up the Clintons, she got really scared. She said, I really don't want to comment on the Clintons. Interesting episode. I would take a look at it. But yeah, and yo, bro, thank you for having me on, as always. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be upset at some stuff I say, but that's comedy, baby.
Hey, I do this on a regular basis. They get upset with me, and it's not comedy. Any shows coming up?
I'll be in Austin, Texas on the 10th, 11th, and 12th at the Sunset Strip. And then in Arizona, 25th, 26th with Rachel Wolfson from the movie Jackass Forever. She's the only woman that's ever been on the show. So I'll be with her. She was a comic. They found her, and that's how she got on Jackass. So she didn't become a comic after. I think a lot of people, it's important because she's not like riding off a wave. She's actually very funny. So come through. That'll be at Mic Drop. And I say that because I'll be honest, not all female comics are really that great. And that's just not, I'm just me being honest. But other than that, yeah, catch me, let me know. Send your death threats, DM me. But I love you guys.
Thank you guys for tuning in for another episode of Sunday Night Live. I'm your man Bailey, a.k.a. Mr. Go. Get him.